Al Green drops impeachment bomb on Trump again, because why the hell not? Today's date is November 20, 2025. All right, listen up, you beautiful rebels and truth chasers who actually give a damn about this clown show we call American politics. It's your girl Santiago del Carmen Maria here, firing off another no-holds-barred rant because apparently that's what keeps the blood pumping in this god-forsaken timeline we're all stuck in. I mean, can we just take a second to appreciate how utterly predictable and yet still infuriating it is that we're back at this impeachment rodeo with Donald J. Trump, the orange menace who's somehow clawed his way back into the White House like a bad rash that won't quit no matter how much calamine lotion you slather on. Yeah, that's right. Today, as in this very morning when I cracked open my coffee and scrolled through the feed's rep. Al Green, that Texas Democrat with more spine than the entire Republican caucus combined, straight up announced he's filing fresh articles of impeachment against Trump. And I'm over here cackling like a hyena, because it's about damn time someone reminded that bloated ego what the Constitution actually means. But let's not kid ourselves. This isn't some fairy tale moment where the good guys swoop in and save the day, nah. It's more like watching a hamster wheel spin in a cage full of cats, all fury and no forward motion. Yet somehow you can't look away because the sheer audacity of it all is the only entertainment we've got left in this dumpster fire of a second term. Picture this. Al Green, the guy who's been throwing impeachment haymakers at Trump since before it was cool hell. He was out here in 2017 calling out the white supremacist dog whistles, back when half the country was still pretending that very fine people on both sides. Was just a slip of the tongue stands up outside the Capitol, mic in hand, and drops the bomb like it's Casual Friday. We're bringing these articles to the floor as a privileged resolution, he says, all fire and brimstone, and there will be a vote, let the chips fall where they may. And what's the beef this time? Oh, you know, the usual Trump greatest hits, flouting federal court orders like they're optional Netflix suggestions, turning the executive branch into his personal fiefdom where due process is just a fancy word for whatever I say goes. And basically devolving our democracy into this authoritarian fever dream where he's the king, the court jester, and the executioner, all rolled into one spray-tan disaster. Remember that deportation fiasco with Kilmar Abrigo Garcia? The Maryland dad shipped off to some hellhole prison in El Salvador back in March because Trump's goons decided judicial rulings were more like gentle suggestions. Yeah, Green's resolution hammers that home, calling it out as a straight-up violation of the oath Trump swore, or at least mumbled through gritted teeth on day one. And don't get me started on the Iran strikes from June, where this clown bombed nuclear sites without so much as a "Hey Congress, mind if we start World War III over brunch?" Or the Gaza nonsense in February, when Trump floated the idea of the U.S. just annexing the whole strip like it's a Black Friday deal on real estate because nothing says America first. Like ethnic cleansing light with a side of redevelopment plans from a guy who bankrupted casinos. I swear, if I had $1 for every time Al Green has stood on that House floor looking like the lone sane person in a room full of escaped mental patients, I'd be retired on a yacht in the Mediterranean sipping rosé and toasting to the death of nuance in politics. This man's been at it since Trump's first term, when he co-led that second impeachment push after January 6 turned the Capitol into a MAGA mosh pit. And even then, it was like shouting into a void while the GOP played Three Monkeys See No Evil with their cult leader. Fast forward to 2025, Trump's squatting in the Oval again, promising the moon to his red hat horde while the rest of us brace for the fallout: higher prices, eroded rights, and enough chaos to make Mad Max look like a yoga retreat. And here comes Green, 77 years young and fiercer than ever, filing H-Res. Whatever the hell number it is this time, laying out how Trump's not just unfit, but a walking, talking threat to the whole damn experiment we call democracy. He's got the receipts, ignoring Supreme Court nods like they're spam emails, undermining judges who dare to check his power grabs, and treating the separation of powers like it's a suggestion from his ex-wife's lawyers. The Constitution does not tolerate willful disobedience. Green thunders in his letter, a to whom it may concern, mic drop, that's equal parts legal brief and open love letter to the rule of law, and you know what? He's right. Dead. Fucking right. Because if we let this slide, what's next? Tanks rolling down Pennsylvania Avenue because Elon's got a new tweet storm about free speech absolutism. But here's the part that makes me want to hurl my phone across the room and chase it with a stiff drink. This has zero shot in hell of passing. Zilch. Nada. The House is Trump's playground now, packed with sycophants who'd sooner impeach their own mothers than their orange God King, and the Senate. Forget it, that's a conviction-proof bunker where Mitch McConnell's ghost still whispers obstruction like a lullaby. Green's own party is probably side-eyeing him, whispering about how it's idiotic or premature, because God forbid Democrats grow a pair and fight fire with actual flames, instead of wringing their hands over optics. Remember back in May when he first filed on the authoritarianism angle, citing Trump's deportation defiance and judicial middle fingers. Crickets from leadership, backlash from the moderates too scared of losing their comfy seats to rock the boat. And yet, Green keeps swinging, because apparently one man with a conscience is worth 1,000 spineless suits in suits. It's grassroots fury bottled into legislative action. He calls it a grass-up movement, whatever the hell that means, but I get it. It's us, the pissed-off masses, demanding that someone, anyone, draws a line in the sand before Trump turns the sand into a golf course for his billionaire buddies. Look, I ain't here to sugarcoat or spin some hopeful yarn about how this ends with Trump in cuffs. We all know the system's rigged tighter than a Vegas slot machine. And the House always wins when the House is owned by oligarchs with spray tans and tiny hands. But damn if it doesn't feel good to hear Green roar, to see that spark of resistance flickering in a Congress that's otherwise a funeral procession for democracy. We've got immigrants torn from their families because some judge said no, and Trump said, fuck that. We've got foreign policy decided by impulse tweets instead of briefings, and we've got a president who looks at the Gaza Strip like it's his next Mar-a-Lago expansion pack, all while his cult cheers like it's the Super Bowl of stupidity. This impeachment push. It's not about winning today. It's about planting flags for tomorrow, about reminding every wide-eyed kid in civics class that fighting back isn't optional, it's the goddamn oxygen we breathe in a republic worth saving. And yeah, it's exhausting, watching the same movie on repeat with the same shitty ending, but quitting. That's for quitters, and I refuse to join that club. So here's to Al Green, the David slinging stones at our Goliath-sized headache, and to all of you out there nodding along because you know deep in your gut that silence is complicity in this madhouse. We deserve better than this circus of deceit, where truth is whatever Fox News burps up and accountability is a punchline for late-night comics. Trump's not just a bad president. He's a symptom of a rot that's been festering since we let grifters like him convince half the country that facts are feelings and expertise is elitism. Green's articles force the conversation, they drag the ugliness into the light, make the enablers squirm, and give us ammo to call bullshit on the narrative that he's just saying what we're thinking. No, asshole, what you're thinking is how to line your pockets while the world burns, and we're done pretending otherwise. I've said it before, and I'll scream it louder. Impeach the motherfucker not because it'll stick this time, but because letting him skate unchallenged is how empires crumble from within. Rally up, speak out, vote like your rights depend on it because they do. And if we don't act like it, we'll wake up in a country where high crimes and misdemeanors is just legalese for Tuesday. Phew, that was a mouthful, but you know me, I don't do half measures when it comes to torching the trash fire. Stay fierce out there, keep questioning the script, and remember, in a world full of sheep, be the wolf that howls at the lies. Trump is robbing us blind while ICE hunts us in the streets. Impeach and remove the bastard. Now listen to me, my people, the ones who are actually feeling this nightmare in their bones every single day. Because I am done whispering, and I am sick to death of watching our country get looted in broad daylight while half of Congress pretends it's just another Tuesday. We are getting straight up robbed. Our tax dollars are being funneled into private jets for billionaires, into border walls that do nothing except make some contractor rich, into deportation death squads that rip fathers out of their kids' classrooms and mothers off the street while they're walking home from the night shift. And meanwhile, the rest of us can't afford groceries, insulin, or rent because every damn penny is going to feed Trump's ego and his cronies' offshore accounts. I don't give a flying fuck that he was impeached twice before and slithered away like the greased-up snake he is. That excuse is for cowards who are terrified of their own shadow and too busy fundraising off our misery to actually do the job we pay them for. The man is blowing up boats full of innocent people trying to escape hell. He's got ICE agents acting like Gestapo on every corner snatching people who have never committed a crime worse than working their asses off to feed their families. And every single day, another one of our rights gets shredded like it's confetti at his next cult rally. You think this is dramatic? Tell that to the families getting death threats because they dared speak Spanish in public. Tell that to the kids who watched their dad get tackled on the sidewalk for a broken taillight that turned into "let's check his papers." Tell that to the veterans who fought for this country and now can't get health care because the money got redirected to build some vanity camp in the desert where people are literally dying from neglect. Our amendments are disappearing faster than drinks at an open bar. Free speech only counts if you're screaming his name. The press is the enemy unless they're kissing the ring and due process. That's a cute little fairy tale we tell ourselves while federal agents kick in doors at 4 a.m. without warrants, because some algorithm said maybe this guy once crossed the border 20 years ago. This is not hyperbole. This is not left-wing hysteria. This is the reality for millions of us while the comfortable class sips their lattes and tells us to calm down and wait for the midterms like we have 4 more years to survive this slow-motion coup. He blew up boats. Let that sink in for a second. Actual boats carrying refugees and asylum seekers who were doing exactly what the law allows, asking for protection. And this administration decided the correct response was missiles, and then shrugged when bodies washed up on shore like it was just collateral damage in the war on brown people. And Congress. Most of them couldn't care less because their donors are making bank on private prisons and defense contracts, and whatever shady shit Elon and the rest of the oligarchs are cooking up next. We are paying for our own destruction. Every paycheck we get has a chunk ripped out to fund the machine that is hunting us, caging us, deporting us, terrorizing us. And if you think it stops with immigrants, you are delusional, because once they perfect the playbook on the most vulnerable, they turn it on anyone who dares open their mouth. 99% of us are getting screwed while 1% laughs all the way to their doomsday bunkers in New Zealand. And the only thing standing between us and full-blown Hitler times is a Congress that swore an oath to protect and defend the Constitution from all enemies, foreign and domestic. Yet here they are bending over backwards, grabbing their ankles, and begging for more because they're terrified of a mean tweet or losing their precious committee seats. I am beyond done with the excuses, done with "it's too soon," done with "we don't have the votes." Done with Democrats wringing their hands like delicate little flowers while Rome burns and Trump dances in the flames. You have the power, you have the duty. You have the moral obligation to impeach this motherfucker for the 3rd, 4th, 5th time, whatever it takes. And this time actually remove him before he finishes turning America into his personal dictatorship, complete with concentration camps and loyalty tests. This is not about party anymore. This is about survival. This is about whether we still have a country left when our kids grow up, or just a giant Trump-branded theme park where the rides are all called deportation drop and bankruptcy plunge. We are demanding, not asking, not politely requesting, demanding that every single member of Congress who still has a pulse and a conscience files articles, co-sponsors articles, votes for articles, and drags his corrupt ass out of office kicking and screaming if that's what it takes. Stop hiding behind procedure. Stop hiding behind polling. Stop hiding behind the Senate, because guess what? If you don't start the fire, you don't get to complain when the whole house burns down with us inside it. I am furious. I am exhausted. I am heartbroken for every family that's been ripped apart while politicians posture and preen and do absolutely nothing except send thoughts and prayers and fundraising emails. We are the 99% getting crushed under this boot, and we are done being quiet, done being patient, done waiting for permission to fight for our own damn lives. Impeach him, remove him, lock the door behind him, and throw away the key before there's nothing left to save. Oh, and dearest MAGA, I was not talking to you. We, the people of America, demand that he is impeached, convicted, and removed. I just want to thank you all, like, share, and follow to stay connected. I am Santiago del Carmen Maria, the Queen of Crowning Thoughts, because I say it like it is. Copyright 2025, independent writer, Crowning Thoughts truth speaker, AI video content creator, writer, blogger, Santiago DC. Maria. All rights reserved.